this is Bobby. Today we are going to make this deer card, and I am using the stamp sets Big Bucks for the deer and the message or the phrase, and then Pure Happiness for the tree. And this is going to require a brayered background, so let's get started with that first. I am using Brighton Beach white paper, and underneath my work surface here I've got my rubber stamp pad so that I get best results with that. And I am going to first apply for the sky, I'm going to use Bahama Blue Memento ink, and I've got my brayer here off to the side. I have already inked up my stamp pad using my refill, which comes in a little bottle like this. And so you want to make sure that your pad is nice and inky so you can really load up your brayer with all that great color. And then I'm going to start off from left and work right. And I'm going to start off the paper and work on the paper very quickly, smoothing out that color. And I'm going to add more color, and you can continue to add layers until you get the desired amount of color that you're looking for. Slowly advancing onto the page. Make sure when you are inking up your brayer that you're getting all parts of your barrel. And again, start on the page and work left to right. Like this. And so you can see now I've got a little white here, so I'm going to make sure I ink that up nice and good again. And I'm going to just go over that area to blend that a little bit nicer too. Making sure I get some nice blue color in there. And you want to go down between 1/2 and 2/3 of your page. So that is your skyline. Now we're going to add Bahama leaves to the bottom, and this will work for the grass. I'll just show the card again. You can see the green here. And I'm just going to clean off my brayer a little bit here. I have very little blue left on here, so I'm going to just go ahead and pick up my green. Again, I have added additional ink to my pad before starting the card. And then I'm going to start now turning my card and going from this side, starting off my page and going on to create the grassy area. Get up nice. And you'll just have a nice blend in the middle. Now because I'm making grass, I'm also going to ink this up, and I'm just going to brayer right on like this, because I don't mind having kind of a interesting edge. I don't need that to necessarily blend perfectly. And so this is a way of getting a lot of green on, kind of an interesting way. Okay, so that is my grassy area. Now I'm going to just put my brayer over here to the side. And let me bring my card back in here so you can see. I'm going to next use my Memento ink in black, tuxedo black, and I'm going to add the trees to the background. And the positioning of these really doesn't matter. I kind of like to vary the heights of the trees so it looks a little bit more natural. And it will also frame the deer when you put the deer in the center. These are just nice silhouetted trees. When you're stamping on a brayered background with black, it covers all the color, so it works really well. Plus it just really stands out because you get such nice contrast between the black and the vivid color, which makes for a really striking card, I think. Okay, so I've got my trees in here. Again, you can see the card. And then I'm going to take the grassy stamp from Big Bucks, and I'm going to go ahead and create my line here to finish this off. Like that, okay? And then I'm also going to apply some grass down here at the bottom for a little bit more interest as well. Now I'm going to set my background aside here for a moment. I've gone ahead and I have stamped and cut out my deers, and I just need one here. I'm also going to remove my rubber stamp pad. When I'm stamping, I prefer not to have that underneath, that extra cushion. And also when I'm coloring, same thing. So for my colors here, I am going to use a W5. I'm going to put my deer back in here so you can see where we're headed. And I'm just going to kind of go around the edges of my deer, also coloring in the underside, the inside of his two legs that would be completely shadowed by his body, and then behind here, and also up along the sides and his little bit of his belly there. I'm also going to just kind of create a little bit of a curved line that's just going to remind me to keep this a little bit lighter. And I'm going around his ears. Very little color. Now I'm going to do E43. This is in our early autumn Copic collection. And I'm going to go right over that W5. This color, while the W is a warm gray, this color has an even warmer tone to it, more brown than gray. So it works really pretty for deer. I like this color a lot. I'm going to do the front legs here. And I'm going to kind of create this area here. I'm going to leave that a little bit lighter. I'm going to color in his body. I'm going to go back with the W5 and do some of these areas. Just creating a little bit more variation in the body. And color again over that with my dull ivory. This is a great color for animals. Push that up nice. Now I'm going to use my W1 and I'm going to fill in the belly area here. Just going over that and also underneath his head. Blending that a little bit nicer. This is a little color in there. And then also on his head, I'm going to go through with the dull ivory, coloring that in. But right in the center part, I'm going to use a W1. And then I'm going to use a E00 for the ears. And also for this area here. So, okay. Now, lastly, I am going to use a white pen, and I'm just going to create a few little markings on the body. And I also like to kind of go around this edge here. I'm going to do this in the W5. Just fill that in a little bit around these edges. Okay. And just to blend that a little bit nicer, I'm going to use my my E43, excuse me. Just go over those areas again. Now my C5 will do the bottom here. And my deer is ready for his scene. So I am going to use my dimensionals, my 3D foam squares. And these come in two sizes. So I like to use the big ones for the body and a small one for the head. Take these off. So he is ready now to go in to the scene, and so I'm just going to place him about here. Okay, and then I can attach this to my card base. A little adhesive. Centering that on my Pear Salad. I've used Pear Salad cardstock and also our black granite cardstock for the card base. So there you've got the card, and then I can add a phrase. Now that's one thing, I had enough space here to add the phrase. If you want to add a phrase to the front, it would be a little bit tight here. I don't think it would fit. You'll want to keep your outer trees to be the higher trees, and your middle trees maybe to be lower, so you get more space here. And otherwise you can add a little banner over it too. But here is our deer card.